Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Hi there.
I'm finished my dinner.
You still have test 1 on your name. You need to start putting your name on there.
How do I do that?
Well, it should have been, there's an option when you were signing in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's okay. We'll do it next time. We will do it next time. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm okay. I just lost you. Where did you go?
Where did I go?
You can still see me, huh?
I see you.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Huh. Let me see. You got to be on one of these tabs somewhere.
I see you.
Huh. New tab.
Let me see if we're on our groups. I think we're on our group pages. Live your best. Yes. There we are.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Okay, we are live right now.
Wow. I clicked on a new tab and you disappeared.
Oh, no. I see you.
Well, that's good.
You can go back to your Facebook Messenger and click on that link again, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking.
Guess you can't overdo it.
I don't know.
At least, and the sound sounds pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm on Charlie's laptop. There's something wrong with my audio, and I've checked the internal microphone and everything, and I can't find what's wrong with it. So it's okay. It's all right. Pablo says, "Good afternoon, Coach Grimes."
Hello, sir. How are you?
Pablo, my name's Connie. Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's on there. Here's Charlie.
Hey, Clint.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I found you. Wow, look at that goatee. Man, I couldn't grow one of those things in 100 years.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever grown it this far out.
Yeah. That's 4 months. So
I didn't have any hair on my legs. Yeah, and my daughter hates me because of it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Hold on, let me dump this bowl and I'll be ready to rock.
Okay. He's eating. Okay, well, we're live right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. You know,
okay, well, he's on his, I think he's testing. Okay, so Coach is dumping his bowl out, and he'll be back in just a minute. And Charlie's going to go out and mess with our puppy dog. Hello. So tonight, hold on a second. We're going to talk a little bit about yoga and some other things that may pop up. So he's trying to get back onto the camera here. Hope everyone's doing well. Let us know that you're watching in the comments, please. Say hello to us. And if you have any questions, you can put your questions in the comments as well, okay? And we'll try to answer your questions tonight. If you're going to be watching after the live broadcast is over and you want to leave comments, you can do that too, and we'll get back to your questions as soon as possible. I know that this is a church night for a lot of you, getting back into the groove of church and all that kind of stuff, and that's wonderful. At our church, we don't have church on Wednesday nights. We should, but right now we don't. And hopefully when a lot of this is over, we'll get back to that. We do have it on Sundays, though. We're starting to get back together on Sundays. So anyway, hey, Coach.
Yes, ma'am.
So tonight we're gonna delve into the wonderful world of yoga
It is wonderful.
and talk about the benefits and talk about, maybe some easy type movements that people can do if they're just starting yoga, okay? Before
I
we
have a video for that. It's not mine, but it's a really good one, and it's basically the one that I used when I started to introduce yoga to the soccer program. And now, like we were talking earlier, we have a yoga instructor on staff. So, anyways,
yeah, and maybe sometime we can get her to come on and do something live with you, maybe we can do something like that. Yeah. But one of the things that I started doing last Monday, not this past Monday, but the over a week now, and I do drink a lot of water, but I decided to go ahead and get me a gallon jug and start drinking a gallon of water a day. Now I drink it like every 2 hours, but I am drinking more. Yeah, I am starting to drink more than a gallon. I've noticed here just the last couple of days. I've upped it even more. So getting used to it. The first couple of days, if you have not drank like a gallon of water, per day, maybe you've drank a little bit of water or a couple of glasses or 4 glasses or whatever. But if you've never done it before, it takes a little while to get used to it. And now I'm not going to the restroom as much. I mean, I am, and I'm eliminating, but it just seems like I'm starting to get used to that gallon of water now, and it's become part of me. It also helps to not eat as much. I've realized that as well, that you will eat, but you won't eat as much, especially if you're going to drink a full glass of water before you eat. So those are just some little tips and things to think about when you're trying to lose some extra, weight or whatever, or you're just trying to cut back on some of the food that you're eating if you're eating a lot, to start substituting that with more water. What do you think about that, Coach?
oh, I think you're absolutely right, and I think it's essential. And I have a very, very near and dear experience with water because a lot of you people don't know this, but I lived in Kuwait for a year.
Oh yeah.
It's a very, 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 very hot and a very, very humid place. People don't think of Middle East as being humid, but all the Gulf states are very, very humid.
Yeah.
And I think I would drink probably 3 liters of water a day and not even have to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
And your body adapts, like you were talking about. Your body adapts to the water intake. And what happened was, what's really funny is, I went up to I was probably right around 200 pounds at the time.
Wow.
When I returned from Kuwait, within 2 weeks, I weighed 180 pounds because
Wow.
the body knew that it did not need to hold the water anymore and dumped it. So that's my little blurb about myself. But since I'm a trainer, I don't know if people know, but there are 7 reasons to drink water for muscle growth. I don't know if people knew that, but there is. And on your last page, we talked about myofibular and sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which
Yep.
simply means is the way your muscles grow. And the way your muscles grow are 2 different ways. One, by increasing the number of muscle fibers, and 2, by increasing the amount of fluid in the muscle, right? And I'll guess what that fluid is. Guess. It's not lemonade. No. Motor oil? No. It's
Water.
water. It's water, and it's water that gives you muscle shape, and that's also, there's other fluids in there too, but it's
Yeah.
mostly water. So what I want to do is run through real quickly the 7 reasons that you should drink water for muscle growth. And the first one, I just kind of talked about is the muscle pump. When you're lifting, when you exercise, how your muscles actually get bigger. And it's recommended that you drink about 1 1/4 quarts before you even work out.
Wow.
So that's in order for you to maintain the proper blood pressure and circulation while you're working out. The second reason is actual energy for your workouts. And what they've discovered is there is a required amount of water that prevents post-exercise fatigue and exhaustion. So you are going to get more tired quicker if you are not hydrated. So thus the 1 1/4 quarts before you work out.
Okay.
And the third reason is we were talking about improvement in muscle growth itself. And there's studies that showed that a 1.5% dehydration decreases your muscle strength of 1 rep. So what that means in English is if you're dehydrated, you're actually weaker. You are actually weaker when you're exercising if you're dehydrated. So we don't want to have that, okay? Number 4 is preventing muscle breakdown. Protein builds muscle. Everybody knows that. And how does the protein get to your muscles? Your blood and your blood pressure, and believe it or not, your blood may be red, but it's mostly water. So you need, in order to take the nutrients into your muscles, you need to be hydrated. And that causes good protein synthesis. Say that by synthesis.
Synthesis.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay. Let me see. I got that there. Oh, look, my daughter just came in. The dog's barking. Okay. Number 5, better exercise performance. Like I said, if it's going to make you weaker, if you're at 1.5% 1.5% dehydrated, if you are hydrated, you're going to be stronger. It's going to help you fight fatigue. Okay. So fully hydrated, less fatigue. Reason number 6 is joint flexibility. Joint flexibility. If you are dehydrated, your joints are not as well lubricated as they are if you're hydrated. And so not only is it important for joint flexibility, it's important to prevent injury as well. Because let's face it, if you're lifting, doing any kind of strength kind of exercise, your muscles are being fatigued, but your joints are also taking the strain of your muscles moving. So you want your muscles well lubricated so that they don't take that much strain. And where do people get in trouble? When they get that bone on bone rubbing together. And part of keeping that bone on bone from rubbing together is to have your ligaments between your muscles hydrated, thus they're blown up, thus there's space between your joints. So you want to do that for that. And something near and dear to my heart, since I coach soccer players and they run around like idiots, which they should, is muscle cramps. Muscle cramps. Point number 7, prevent muscle cramping. Your muscles are powered by your nerves, which are essentially electronic impulses, right? And electronic impulses travel well through water. So if you're not as well hydrated, the nutrients and electrolytes in your muscles do not get distributed evenly, don't get distributed well, and you're going to cause cramps. And cramps are no fun. I can't tell you how many times that I've run out to the middle of the field during a game with one of my players holding their leg, and I have to grab their toe and bend it back to their knee to keep them from cramping up. And my two questions are when I get out there is, did you drink water before the game?
Yeah.
And I usually get a, did you have citrus fruit or bananas today? And I get a, okay, after, and I say, son, after these people leave, I'm going to slap you. I don't want to see the people to see me slap you, so I'm going to wait till they leave, and then I'm going to slap you. And they say, yes, coach. But anyways, those are the 7. I don't really slap them.
I know.
That you know of. And but those are the 7 reasons that you need, as far as muscle growth and exercise, that you need to drink water. Oh, and one more, I feel like Columbo. One more thing, just one more thing. When you exercise, especially lifting, strength exercises, did you know that your body actually makes poison? Your body makes toxins, lactic acid, things that you don't need in there. And for your body to take it away, it needs water. It needs water to take those things away.
Yeah.
It's part of what makes your muscles grow. You get that lactic acid built up in your muscle, and your body always tries to reach equilibrium. So your body will say, heck, I can feel that. There's too much of lactic acid in there. I got to flood that thing with water to delete it, to dilute it. And if you have no water to put in there, it ain't going to get diluted, and you're not going to feel too good.
That's why a lot of people, especially after they've worked out maybe for the first or second time in their life or whatever, and then a couple of days later they feel it's sore because their muscles are sore, but they've also released those toxins into their system and they're not feeling well, or they feel kind of sometimes achy, sometimes like you have a bad cold or something. But even masseuse, I used to do massage therapy, and we were told, back in the day that people need to drink water before and after they have a massage, because you are manipulating those muscles and the ligaments and everything in there, and that is releasing toxins as well. So just a little side note there for everyone. If you next time you go get a massage, you need to drink some water, and make sure you drink water afterwards to eliminate the toxins that have been released.
And full disclosure, my lovely wife Cheryl is standing over there, and I want to say so she can hear it. For years, I didn't drink enough water, and she was on me like I can't even say.
Yeah.
I cannot say it.
Yeah.
Oh, she says like a wife.
Okay, there you go. Good girl.
Not like a wife, like her. No, like a nurse. Yes, Cheryl's a nurse. And now my water consumption finally is much more. And what the heck was I doing all those years? Yeah.
Barely surviving. Charlie, I have to get on to him a lot too, to drink plenty of water. So, yeah.
Oh, and especially as we grow older too, we're always on my mom.
Yeah.
To drink a lot of water, but she still doesn't drink as much as she should, but it's a lot more than she used to.
Well, I'm always, I've always been told that water, like you said a while ago, not like oil is for a car. It's the lifeblood of the car is the oil. And that's what water is to our bodies, is our life fluid, our lifeblood.
Absolutely.
It's for every organ, your brain, all the way to your kidneys, everything in your skin. Yes, for everything. So we should put more emphasis on everyone drinking more water.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well. But let's switch gears here now.
Mm-hmm.
Start with, if you can, where did yoga come from? I mean, what's the concept of it? What does it do? Why do we need to? Why do we even need to entertain the idea of it?
Well, it's definitely Eastern, and connected. It is connected to in a way to their meditation and Eastern religion.
Yeah.
But there is a huge a huge exercise component to it, and you don't need to practice Eastern religion to practice yoga for your health. I started employing yoga, and I use what's called yoga for athletes, and yoga for athletes is called power yoga. And I want to mention really quickly, there's a guy on YouTube, and he's not me, and his name is Sean, Sean, the Irish spelling, Vigue, and he has a yoga for athletes channel, a power yoga channel. I don't know the guy. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. But I'm here to tell you, he has a very, very good channel when it comes to yoga for exercise and for health. So anyways, I started working with the team doing yoga myself probably about 4 years ago. And basically, I just copied his program. And the boys loved it. And why do we do it? Several reasons. Flexibility is a huge reason. And we talked about back on the old page, we talked about static and dynamic stretching.
Yeah.
How you'd use dynamic stretching, which is movement before you work out, to imitate the movement that you're going to do in your sport. But you use static stretching which means holds post workout and for recovery. And yoga uses many static holds. And so fast forward a few years to last year, we have a new program, had a new coach from Italy, and at his old school, he had a yoga instructor on staff, and he explained to it, here's why, this and that and the other, and he said, and we are going to use yoga for recovery after every big game. And I knew this, but he reemphasized it. He said, in my program last year, and this is talking about 2 years ago, the year before he came, we had 3 muscle-related non-contact injuries for the whole season. 3. And I said, you know what? If that's part of bringing our yoga instructor on, I'm all for it. And another thing is our yoga instructor is a young lady. She's very, very attractive, and so the boys do pay attention to her.
Good.
And they do behave themselves, or they will die. They know that. So we brought this yoga instructor on. Her name is Maggie, and hopefully you guys will see her in the next few months or so. And lo and behold, we have 71 players. We have
awesome.
3 teams. We have 3 teams, 71 players. 3 muscle-related injuries, non-contact in a season. It's unheard of. It's insane to have it be that low. But it's because though of recovery and having muscle flexibility. And with that, I'm a big reason guy. Can you tell I go to Rick Warren's church because I have all these lists? I have 6 ways that yoga helps athletes and increase performance. And let's face it,
awesome.
if you are just starting to exercise and you're starting to get yourself in shape, guess what? You're an athlete. You might not think you are, but you are. You're not a professional one. You're a home athlete.
Yeah.
Because an athlete tries to improve their physical performance. Okay, you're not going out. You might not be going out doing a sport, or you might not be playing competitively, but you're playing the game of life, aren't you?
Yes.
So, hey, you might as well play to win. You're going to play? Let's play to win, all right?
Okay.
So, anyways, here we go. The first one I already mentioned. It increases flexibility. Long, deep holds in yoga, like I talked about, static stretching, are critical to your training. Okay. And why is it critical to your training? Believe it or not, flexibility increases power. If you are flexible, you are going to be stronger. And you're saying, well, Clint, I'm going to be looser. How am I going to be stronger? Well, you shouldn't do the static stretching before you perform. But in the long run, by being more flexible, you're going to be stronger. And here's the analogy. Everybody's seen a bow and arrow, right? Everybody's seen a bow. Okay.
Yeah.
If a bow's too tight, is it any good for you? No, you can't even pull it back, right? But if it's too loose, it doesn't provide enough rebound to make the arrow go far. But if it's just right, if it's flexible and strong, heck, there are people that shot arrows quarter of a mile, right? But that's what you want your muscles to be. You want them to be strong and flexible. So, number one, increases your flexibility. Number two, flexibility increases power. Number three.
Wait, I'm writing them down.
Oh, you're writing them down. Oh, I'm sorry.
Flexibility increases power.
Yeah, first one, yoga increases flexibility. And number two, flexibility increases power.
Okay.
Number three, balanced bodies prevent injury. When your body's in balance, you have less chance to be injured. And yoga helps bring your back into alignment, your legs into alignment. It addresses imbalances, and imbalances cause injury. Trust me. If you're, and I'm going to give you an example. If you're running, and I see this poor kid in my neighborhood. Me and Cheryl go out running, and I see this kid. And this kid, it's obvious to me that he is running under duress and he has a knee injury. I can see it. I've watched enough people. If he runs with a knee injury, the next thing to go is going to be his hip. Trust me, because he's favoring one leg. He's favoring one leg, and he still weighs the same amount. That weight has to go somewhere, doesn't it? And so he's out of balance. It's going to go to his hip, and he's going to injure his hip, right? So we do a lot of holds where the athletes are forced to stand on one leg, or stand on another leg, or stand in a certain pose, and they balance themselves, on both sides of their body. And when you are in balance, when you can balance yourself, you help prevent injuries. Okay, you had enough time to write that one down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, number four. If you do play a sport, it can complement your sport, because you can particularly tailor your workout to that particular sport that you do. We do a lot of thigh and knee intensive holds, because we're soccer players. We use our legs all the time, so we do a lot of those kind of things. I've heard for football teams that have yoga instructors, they do a lot of spine and back stuff, because their players are hunched over a lot in the 3-point stance or 4-point stance for the defensive lineman. So they do a lot of that stuff. Baseball teams that have yoga instructors, they do a lot of shoulder oriented stuff, especially for the pitchers, because that goes first on a pitcher, the shoulder. So you can tailor that to your sport if you play a sport or if you have an activity. Number
So,
5.
so wait a minute. So what's number 4? What would you say?
Yoga can complement your sport if you play a sport.
Okay.
Number 5. Breathing techniques increase performance. Just like water is your friend, let me tell you, folks, oxygen is your friend.
Yeah, really.
It's your friend. Trust me. And I know a lot of people when they first start working out, if they haven't worked out before or in a long time, their breathing is messed up, or they hold. Or heaven forbid, Connie, they hold their breath. My God,
That's true. Yeah.
that's dangerous. And one thing that yoga does, and they call it pranayama in yoga, but it just means breathing techniques, is it teaches you how to breathe as you exert force, and it teaches you to breathe through your diaphragm. A lot of people breathe up here, their neck and their shoulders are all hunched up, and they're breathing up through their shoulders instead of down in their diaphragm, where it's a more effective and efficient, and be more comfortable. And also, if you don't breathe correctly, if you're breathing up in your shoulders, your range of motion is decreased.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to breathe comfortably and have a good range of motion. And it doesn't matter what sport you're doing, you need that. And especially if you're A, running or jogging, or B, doing resistance training, you need to breathe properly. Let me tell you. You do.
I've known people that have passed out because they don't breathe properly.
There are, let me see, there are somewhere between 1 million and a Brazilian videos on YouTube. You can just look them up, of lifters that have held their breath and passed out.
Ugh.
Just go and these are guys that are supposed to be, savvy at this.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you do not breathe properly, especially if you're exerting yourself, you can faint. And that's not good.
And you could hurt yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's not really hard to practice breathing techniques. You'll get used to it. And most of the time when you're doing a strength exercise, you breathe when you press or curl, when you exert yourself. And then, so that would be on the concentric, and then on the eccentric is when you inhale. Now, the one difference the one thing that might be different is like a crunch, or when you fold yourself. Usually when you fold yourself, you exhale as you fold yourself. Now, that might be counterintuitive with squats. Say if you're squatting heavy weight, right? If you're squatting heavy weight, you want to brace and then breathe as you're exerting yourself. Whereas if you're squatting with no weight, you probably want to, and it's just your body, you probably want to exhale as you compress yourself. So that's the only one that's kind of counterintuitive.
Awesome.
And then last but not least, everybody's going to say this is kind of mystical and magical, but it's not, because you do it all the time. Sport specific or exercise visualization. Anything that you do, and this is completely biblical, right?
Yeah.
Is where do all your actions start? Where do they start? They start in here.
Mm-hmm.
They start in here. You think about doing something before you do it. Most of us would like to think about speaking before we do that, but that's probably the only one that doesn't. But you think about doing stuff before you do it. Likewise, athletes, CEOs, people at military and law enforcement, you think about your action before you do it, and you visualize it. And especially in the athletic world, we visualize making the perfect pass. We visualize gathering the ball. We visualize the form that we're supposed to have when we lift the weight. And so part of our our yoga sessions at the end is visualization, visualizing how you play, visualizing how you pass and everything. And it even comes down to something even more basic than that. There's a thing called mind-muscle connection that you should have when you exercise. So when you're like curling, you shouldn't just curl. You should concentrate and feel the weight and feel the tension on your arm and feel the contraction when you get to all the way contracted. And when you let the weight down, you should feel the eccentric contraction as you let the weight down. You should concentrate on feeling that. And believe it or not, when you concentrate on the feeling that your muscles have as you exercise, your performance is actually better because you're in touch with it. So this is nothing mystical or occult or anything at all.
Yeah.
You're just like what do I say? What am I going to say? Meditation.
Yeah.
Okay. Meditation is about thinking about something over and over and over again. Do any of you guys worry? You don't worry. You do. You do. So you think about things over and over and over, right? Well, it depends on what you're thinking about over and over.
Right.
And over. If you're thinking about a muscle movement over and over and over, that's okay. If you're thinking about God over and over and over and over, that's really okay. So don't think this is anything spooky or anything like that, because it's not.
Right. Gotcha. Right. You're absolutely right. It's what you're thinking about. And that's
Correct.
kind of, and not coming against any religions or Eastern religion or anything like that. But, I know a lot of Christians would get upset about yoga because it came from Eastern religion and all of that. But I know that in recent years, the last 20 years, a lot of people have turned that around to, like you said, to benefit them, and especially in the visualizing their muscle contracting and retracting or whatever, and concentrating on what you're doing instead of just sitting there doing it. You don't want to just sit there and do it. You want to work that muscle.
Right.
And so, and it's the same with anything in our life. I mean, business, anything, visualizing, we do those vision boards where we'd like to have, better things or nice things or things for our family or goals. Okay. Well, you're not going to just put it up there and just forget about it. You've got to think about it. This is what I want to do. Do you want a better body? Put a picture of, somebody with a nice body that you want to be like, and think on that and, think, okay, how am I going to get that muscle in my arm like that person has their muscle? It may not be exact, but it'll, you start working that muscle. So visualize.
There's nothing unusual about it at all.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to reiterate that to the ones that are watching this. If you've never done yoga or you've never wanted anything to do with it because you've heard things in the past, you make it your own, okay? And if you want to make it more Christianized, is that a word? If you want to make it more biblical, then incorporate the Bible in with it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Give me those dumbbells.
Hey. Yeah, Jesus will pump it up, right?
Yeah.
When we have our yoga sessions at school, it has nothing to do with anything but performance of our athletes.
Absolutely. And
there's nothing in there except athletic performance.
Right. And that's what absolutely. It didn't have to do anything with any kind of religion. It's the performance and And resculpting your body, basically.
Right.
Doesn't it help with lean muscle mass as well? Or am I thinking of something
Yeah,
different?
I mean, anything that you do, like I was talking about lengthening your muscles, being flexible.
Yeah.
The more flexible you are, believe it or not, the stronger you're going to be able to get. And believe it or not, there are pro bodybuilders that can do spreads. No kidding.
Yeah.
I've gone to shows and seen it myself. And so you can't tell me that those guys aren't strong.
No, I know. Absolutely.
A lot of your martial arts and mixed martial arts sports, those guys are as flexible as all get out. And my older son, fireman number one, is a former wrestler, and now he's a jiu-jitsu athlete. And
Awesome.
I've been to a lot of jiu-jitsu matches. Number one, those guys are stronger than strong. It's very scary. And number two, their flexibility is unbelievable, is unreal. That a guy that big and that strong can be so flexible, and they have to be because of some of the knots they tie each other up.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, are people? I can't see. Are people writing any questions? Do people have any questions?
No, not yet. But I mean, we've had a couple of people say hello and stuff like that. We'll have more people, get on here and watch it later, especially on Live Your Best. We got a lot of people probably at church and things like that. So we're going to try to be more consistent with this as well. There are some things coming up in August that, I'll be gone a week or so, but that's later on in August. So we can, do this again next week. Instead of Wednesday night, we might do it a different night, Clint, maybe Thursday night or Tuesday night. It just depends.
Yeah,
So,
just let me know ahead of time. And everybody out there, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you need to subscribe.
you need to subscribe to Coach Clint. Yeah.
Here's what's happening. Clint, I have no idea what I need to do to get stronger. Clint, I have no idea what kind of exercises I can do to help me to drop weight for cardio. Clint, I don't have enough time, and I need a really short workout. Where do I go to get it? Please, people, please.
Got all the exercises you could ever want on his YouTube channel. Plus, he posts them on here,
Yeah, I post them on there too. I'm coming up on my 150th video. There's got to be something in there for everybody. And and also, there's a lot of injury prevention stuff that I have in there now too.
Yeah.
So that it's all there for you. Subscribe, and if somehow there's something that's not in there for you that you want, tell me. If you have a question, I'm on Messenger. I'm on Facebook. I love to answer your questions. I do, and there are people out there listening that know I do, and I'll answer your questions. Some people I even call them. I don't know. Amanda's on here sometime too, right? Amanda Bird. I call her and we talk on the phone. So
awesome.
I'm here for you, folks.
No, we're totally blessed, guys, because I know there's a lot of coaches out there that charge lots of money for what Coach Clint gives us. So until you go to your local gym and find out how much it costs to get a personal trainer, then you'll know that we are totally blessed to have him with us. And so I would invest in that and get with him and ask questions and start using some of his videos. And you still do exercises online, right?
Yeah, I'm still live online 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I have to do the translation of times here. Let me see.
You're doing the HIIT, right? You're doing the
Tabata workouts, high HIIT.
high intensity.
Tuesday and Thursday, I'm on at 6:30 here, 6:30 in the evening. So that'd be 8:30 in the evening for you in Central.
Yep.
And let me see. And Saturday, I'm on at 8:30 in the morning, and that would be 10:30 in the morning for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I charge a very, very high, exorbitant price of $2.
If you can't afford $2, come on.
and if you can't, and if you can't afford that, you can go with $5 for the 3 sessions a week. So the reason I do that is so you know, when I talk to you about it and you have the time and you say no, I know you just don't want to do it because it ain't the money.
It's not the money.
I understand if you have something else to do in that time, you have something else to do at that time, this and that and the other. But if you have the time, don't tell me it's the money. Don't do it.
We all need to quit with the excuses, because if you truly want to be healthy and you want the body that you want or whatever, you want to lose fat, you want to lose inches, you've got to do something. You have to do it. We are a society of just laziness. And I hate saying that, but we are. I mean, we're busy with our minds mostly, okay? But to exercise and get the exercise, a lot of people are sitting at their desk these days. A lot of people are sitting on the couches these days, doing their laptops and doing their business at home during the virus thing. And, you're not getting out. We're not getting out and exercising or walking or doing anything. And so I had to strike that up as we're not doing it because we're either lazy or we just don't want to. And so if you don't want to and you're just lazy about it, then you're going to gain weight.
Yeah.
Hello. Me too.
And it's gotta be.
I've got 3 or 4 or 5 fingers pointing back at me. So exactly.
We talked about it before. It has to become a habit.
Yeah.
And now you have to have a designated time, X times a week, in a designated place that nothing else comes in that time slot except that.
Right.
Okay?
You have to make time for it.
If you have to get up a little earlier, do that. If you have to go to bed a little bit later, do that. Hey, turn off the television for half an hour. Turn it off for half an hour. Come on now.
I turned mine off.
I mean, what is on Netflix or Fox News or whatever you watch that's more important than your health? Please. Please. And I'm not asking you to spend hours and hours and spend 30 minutes.
30 minutes, guys.
Spend 30 minutes. Knock out one of my Tabata workouts in 8 minutes. Just knock one of those things out. I guarantee you, if you knock one of those things out 3 or 4 times a week, you will see a change in yourself. You will. I guarantee it. I'll let you cut off my little finger because I know it. If you're, it's in the pot. Because if you're not doing it now, and then all of a sudden you're doing it, your equilibrium is going to change. It has to. That's the way life works. So block out the time for yourself. It's like any other habit. Do you have to brush your teeth? No, but you should. Do you have to put on deodorant? No, but you should, right? Do you have to exercise? No, but you should.
Right. Good job. Thank you, Coach Clint. We appreciate all that you do for us. And we will see you guys again next week. And we will give you the time and the day way beforehand, okay? All right. Bye.
Good night.
Let me see if I can get us off of here. End broadcast. Here we go. Oh my goodness. End the broadcast. There we go. Bye.